Space Exploration Technologies Corp. is an American aerospace manufacturer and space transportation services company headquartered in Hawthorne, California. It was founded in 2002 by Elon Musk with the goal of reducing space transportation costs to enable the colonization of Mars. SpaceX manufactures the Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy launch vehicles, several rocket engines, Dragon cargo and crew spacecraft and Starlink satellites. SpaceX's achievements include the first privately funded liquid propellant rocket to reach orbit, the first vertical takeoff and vertical propulsive landing for an orbital rocket. SpaceX has flown and reflown the Falcon 9 series of rockets over 100 times. SpaceX is developing a large internet satellite constellation named Starlink. In January 2020, the Starlink constellation became the largest satellite constellation in the world. SpaceX is also developing Starship, a privately funded super heavy lift launch system for interplanetary spaceflight. Starship is intended to become the primary SpaceX orbital vehicle once operational, supplanting the existing Falcon 9, Falcon Heavy and Dragon fleet. Starship will be fully reusable and will have the highest payload capacity of any orbital rocket ever on its debut, scheduled for the early 2020s. In 2001, Elon Musk conceptualized Mars Oasis, a project to land a miniature experimental greenhouse and grow plants on Mars. He announced that the project would be the furthest that life's ever traveled, in an attempt to regain public interest in space exploration and increase the budget of NASA. Musk tried to purchase cheap rockets from Russia but returned empty-handed after failing to find rockets for an affordable price. On the flight home, Musk realized that he could start a company that could build the affordable rockets he needed. According to early Tesla and SpaceX investor Steve Jurvetson, Musk calculated that the raw materials for building a rocket were only 3% of the sales price of a rocket at the time. By applying vertical integration, producing around 85% of launch hardware in-house, and the modular approach of modern software engineering, Musk believed SpaceX could cut launch price by a factor of 10 and still enjoy a 70% gross margin. In early 2002, Musk started to look for staff for his new space company, soon to be named SpaceX. Musk approached rocket engineer Tom Mueller and invited him to become his business partner. Mueller agreed to work for Musk, and thus SpaceX was born. SpaceX was first headquartered in a warehouse in El Segundo, California. By November 2005, the company had 160 employees. Musk has stated that one of his goals with SpaceX is to decrease the cost and improve the reliability of access to space, ultimately by a factor of 10. SpaceX developed its first orbital launch vehicle, the Falcon 1, with private funding. The Falcon 1 was an expendable two-stage to-orbit small lift launch vehicle. The total development cost of Falcon 1 was approximately $90 million United States dollars. In 2005, SpaceX announced plans to pursue a human-rated commercial space program through the end of the decade, a program which would later become the Dragon spacecraft. In 2006, NASA announced that the company was one of two selected to provide crew and cargo resupply demonstration contracts to the IS under the COTS program. The first two Falcon 1 launchers were purchased by the United States Department of Defense under a program that evaluates new U.S. launch vehicles suitable for use by DARPA. The first three launches of the rocket, between 2006 and 2008, all resulted in failures. The first successful launch was achieved on the 28th of September 2008. The Falcon 1 was retired after its second successful launch in July 2009. To allow SpaceX to focus on the development of a larger orbital rocket, the Falcon 9, SpaceX originally intended to follow its light Falcon 1 launch vehicle with an intermediate capacity vehicle, the Falcon 5. SpaceX instead decided in 2005 to proceed with the development of the Falcon 9, a reusable heavier lift vehicle. Development of the Falcon 9 was accelerated by NASA, which committed to purchase several commercial flights if specific capabilities were demonstrated. This started with seed money from the Commercial Orbital Transportation Services Program in 2006. The overall contract award was $278 million to provide development funding for the Dragon spacecraft, Falcon 9, and demonstration launches of Falcon 9 with Dragon. As part of this contract, the Falcon 9 launched for the first time in June 2010 with the Dragon spacecraft qualification unit. Using a mock-up of the Dragon spacecraft, the first operational Dragon spacecraft was launched in December 2010 aboard COTS Demo Flight 1. The Falcon 9's second flight, and safely returned to Earth after 2 orbits, completing all its mission objectives. By December 2010, the SpaceX production line was manufacturing one Falcon 9 every 3 months. In April 2011, as part of its second round